1 is 4. 2 is 8. Okay. And we can look. A, are these all positive? Yes. Are they growing? Because you said it's growth, right? So are they growing? Are they getting bigger? Yes, they are. So that kind of lets me know, because I don't know what the numbers are, but I know if it like roughly is right. Okay, so we got -2. So we're going to start here with our pencil here, and we're going to go up to 0.5. And again, you guys cannot just copy my dots, because do we know exactly where 0.5 is at? No. Okay. Then you're going to go over 1 to the right. Each time we're going over 1 and then either up or down to whatever number. So we're going to go over 1 and up to 1. You're going to go over 1 and up to 2. Over 1 and up to 4, and over 1 and up to 8. Okay, and don't even try to copy my dots. Do your own. Okay, number 3, is that growth or decay? Is it growth or decay? It is decay. Okay, so the picture just looks pretty much the opposite, okay? So decay is when your number by your x is less than 1, okay? When it's less than 1. So we're still going to make this XY chart, and we're still going to say -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so I'm going to hit my fraction button and say 1/2. And then you need to hit the over button and say times. And hit your fraction button, or hit a parentheses. And then hit your fraction button again and say 1/5. And then hit your over button and close that parenthesis. And then put the exponent up above. Okay, if you don't know how to type it in, please let me know. Okay, you absolutely have one like this on your test. Yep, let's go. Now hit your exponent. There you go. Start running through.
I got 150.
150. Somebody agree?
Oh, not 1. 0.
12.5.
0.02 on the first one.
I got 12.5.
12.5.
12.5 sounds a little better. Why would 12.5 sound better?
Because it's higher than it.
Yeah, so it's got to be somewhat kind of high to go down because it's decay. Okay? Let me see your thing.
Once it would go back.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
I did one.
So you got to use the
Oh, yeah.
parentheses.
I did that.
-2. Or I guess -1 now. What do you get for the -1?
2.5.
2.5. Okay. 0.
0.5.
0.5. 0.1. 0.02. How many decimal places should you be using? 2. Remember we talked about money, right? $1.50. So here, this is really $12.50. How much is this? $2.50. What about this one? 50 cents, not 5 cents. And then what about that one? 10 cents, 2 cents. Okay? That will help you graph it once you because you guys know about money. Okay, so we start here on the -2 line, and you're gonna go up to what? Up to $12.50. Then you're gonna go over 1, and now you're on the -1 line, and you're gonna go to $2.50. 5, it says state if the sequence is geometric. Okay? If it multiplies or divides by the same number for every single one. So you have to check every single one. So 4 divided by 6. 4 divided by 6. Okay, so you may have to write yourself some notes, but really you're taking the previous and dividing it by the previous. I don't know how to say it, okay? But that's what needs to happen. Okay, so we're saying 4 divided by 6. What is that? 2 over 3. Okay, 6 divided by 10. Okay, so 6 divided by 10. 4 divided by 6 is 2 over 3, and then we say 6 divided by 10. What is that?
3 over 5.
3 over 5. Are those the same?
Nope.
No, so then this is no. Okay, if it was the same, then you would have to say 18 divided by 10. You have to check every single one.
Which would have been 5.
Okay, so people have a tendency to see the first two, but you have to check them all to say yes or no. Okay. 7 and 8, it's telling you it is geometric. We just need to find the common ratio. Okay, so you only need to check one. You only need to check one. Okay, 125 divided by 25. -5. That's the common ratio. Okay, so 125 divided by -25. Okay, that's how we do that. Okay, determine if it's geometric. Okay, determine if it's geometric. So you need to say yes or no. Okay, if it is, then find the common ratio. Okay, and the next 3 terms. Okay, so our first thing, is it geometric? Okay, what is 864 divided by 44? 144, sorry. 6. Okay, 144 divided by 24 is 6, and 24 divided by 4 is 6. So is this geometric? So we're going to say yes for part 1. Okay, if it is, find the common ratio. What did we find that the common ratio was? 6, right? The ratio is 6. Okay, and then we want to find the next 3 terms. Okay, we need to find the next 3 terms. So for the next 3, okay, you're going to say 864 times 6. Okay, 864 times 6. What is that number? Huh? 5184. Okay, and so you're going to take that number, okay, and then say times 6.
3,000, no, 31,100.
Just read me the number.
31104.
Okay. And then you're going to take that number and times 6. Okay, what's 31104 times 6? 6, what? 186624. Okay, and so this part is the actual, like, what we're looking for as far as our answers go. Okay, all that other stuff is just kind of like extra notes if you need it.
And if we don't find that there's a ratio, we just put no, right?
Yep, then it kind of stops because there's nothing else you can do. I gotta find this formula. Okay, so you do need this formula for this one. Okay, A stands for what? Does anyone remember? What does A stand for? This is the first one listed, okay? This is going to be the first one listed. The R, what do you think R stands for?
Ratio.
The ratio. Okay, the R stands for the ratio. Okay, and the N stands for the term we're trying to find, okay? So what are we trying to find? Okay, so in this case, this is one of the formulas I would say definitely write on your sheet. Okay, at least not a hard problem, but if you don't have the formula, you most definitely almost can't do it. Okay, so our first step is going to be to find that common ratio. Okay, so you're going to say 24 divided by 12. 24 divided, or negative 12. 24 divided by negative 12.
That would be -2.
Negative 2. So this is going to be our ratio. Okay, that's our ratio. Okay, now if we're using the formula, what is the first term that they gave us on the list? What's the first term? What's the first number? Negative 3. Okay, so my A is negative 3. So we got negative 3. This is going to be my A. Okay, this is the first one. Times, what's my ratio? We just found, what's my ratio? Negative 2 to the n minus 1. What is the n? What are we trying to find? Huh? 11. Okay, 11. Okay, this is what we're trying to find. Okay, and so we say 11 minus 1. I put 11 minus 11. 11 minus 1. Okay, and so you just type that in the calculator exactly like that. It's usually going to be a pretty big number. Okay. Read it to me. 3 what?
3072.
Somebody agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Did you say N was?
N was 11.
Yeah. And is whatever, like, right there, so that's an 11, so this one would be also 11. You see it? So they're telling you find the 11th term. That's what they're saying. So this is term 1, 2, 3, 4. They want you to, that's why it says dot, 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 find the number 11. Okay, find somewhere on here that you can take some notes, okay? I don't know if you want to write it on the back. There's like plenty of room. You can write it on here. If you write smaller, it can fit it, okay? So what's happening for these? We got negative a x minus h squared plus k. Okay, what does the k do? Remember we read from the back to the front. What does the k do? If it's a plus, what's the graph do?
It's a positive.
If it's a plus, it goes up.
Oh, I remember that.
Okay, if it's a minus, it goes down. Okay, for this one, if it's a plus, which way is it going? To the left. Okay, remember it was kind of like backwards. If it's a minus, it's going to the right. Okay, if there is an A, what does that do? If there is an A, what does that do?
It just changes it from 1 up 1 over 1 and up 4 over 2.
Yep. So it is the slope. So rather than doing up 1 over 1, up 4 over 2, remember we'd have to go like up 2 over 1. And then you gotta plug in the other one. But so this is the slope is really what, okay? So it may be 1 over 1, then 4 over 2, or something else. Okay, so it kind of just depends. What does the minus out front do? If there's a minus out front, what does that do to a graph? Remember, what does a minus do? It makes it open downwards, okay? So it does make it a negative, but instead of my graph being like a U this way, now it's a U this way, okay? So it makes it open down. Okay? So again, as many or as little notes as you need, okay? Where do we start with our pencil? Where do we start with our pencil?
0, 0.
On 0, 0. Look at 13. Remember, it looks funny. Which one is that?
That one is.
Which one is that?
It starts at the 0.
It does start at the 0. This is the mommy and daddy graph, remember? Okay, so the mommy and daddy graph starts on what? on 0, 0, and then from 0, 0, we go up how many?
1 over
Up 1 over 1, and then up 4 over 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 2. Okay, look at the mommy and daddy. Notice how he has a baby 2? Okay, that means squared. Okay, that means it's a quadratic. Anytime you see a baby 2 exponent, you know it's a quadratic. Okay, so if it's got the baby 2, it's going to be a shape of a U, or you can tell it's a quadratic by a graph or whatever, but that's what's happening with that. Okay, look at number 5. You're going to start with your pencil on 0, 0. Or yeah, sorry. What does that minus 2 do?
goes down.
We're going to go down to, and remember my thing makes dots, but I'm not, you'll know when I make my dot, it's going to be big. Okay, we're going to go down to, what does this plus 4 do?
To the left.
It goes to the left 4. Okay, after you do the first 2 shifts, we can make our dot. So that's my dot. Okay, does this graph open up or down?
Down. No.
Is there a negative out front? No, so it opens up with the slope of what? What's the slope say? 1 over 2. So we're going to go up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Okay, and in this case, there's not, you're going to run out of room on this graph, so this is going to be the only points that you're going to plot. Normally you'd plot 5. Okay, so if the number's bigger than 1, remember the graph is going to look really skinny. Okay, if the number is less than 1, meaning a fraction, it's going to be a really fat graph. Okay, so it's either going to be a really wide graph or a really tall and skinny graph. Okay, yes, sir.
So instead of just putting the dots outside of the graph, we just put the graph.
Yeah, I just know it's going to run off because like it's already on the end. But it's just the way this one is. Okay, look at 17. This is the one we got to type in. Okay, you're going to say negative b over 2a.
Isn't the B from above?
The b is going to be negative 4. The a is going to be 1. Okay, so it's going to look like negative 4 over 2 parentheses 1. You get 2. Okay, and then you're going to take that 2 and plug it in everywhere up there. So it's going to look like 2 squared minus 4, 2 plus 7. Okay, we plug it in up there. Okay, what do we get for that? Three. Somebody agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2, 3. That means our graph starts at 2, 3. Okay. We do this side first, so this does my left and right. This one does the up and down, by the way. Okay, so you're gonna go to 2, 3. So my graph starts here. Okay, and from there it's easy peasy, right? Remember, it's up 1 over 1, up 4 over 2. Okay, we got 1, 2 left, but we're not actually going to do the back page, but we are going to write the formula on the back page because you will need the formula for your sheet, remember? So this formula needs to go on your back page. We just did them yesterday, so like you shouldn't need it, but
I have it on my phone.
that's fine. Okay, so that needs to go on your back page. Okay, so we've got negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4 times your a times your c all over 2a. Okay, look at 20. Which one's missing? A, B, or C? Which one's missing? A, B, or C?
B.
The b is missing, okay? So if you remember, it goes ax squared plus bx plus c, okay? If any of them are missing, it's a 0, right? If any of them are missing, it's a 0. Okay, you're not actually gonna do number 19 or 20. I just wanted to make sure that you have the formula on the sheet. We'll do them the next time. It's Wednesday, so it's already a shorter day.